Hello, I hope everyone is doing well. Today I'd like to ask some questions. First, I have three philosophical questions that I that I saw once in a video game of all places, but they kind of stuck with me, and I'd like to read those out now. I thought, let's see, if anything is possible, is it possible for anything to be impossible? And the second one is, if actions are greater than words, why is the pen mightier than the sword? Something to think about. And my favorite, do we avoid risks in life so that we can make it safely to death? And that is an interesting one because it makes you wonder, do we, like it says, do we avoid risks so that we can make it safely to death? Something to think about. Now, these I have three more questions that I came up with on my own a while back, and the answers I had. These are ones that you could actually answer. I had different answers back when I came up with these, but first one, if you could go back in time, when and where would you go and why? At the time, I would have said either back to medieval times or ancient Greek times. But now, and why would I have gone back to them? They just seem like we have the illusion of how those times would be, but now, not so much. Well, first, now I don't believe that time travel is possible, but if we could, for the sake of fantasy, I'm not sure where I'd go. I'd still probably like to go to visit those places, but I don't know if I'd want to stay if could go back, because there were different times. You'd be misunderstood. It'd be very hard to get by, and then be a language barrier unless you'd have to be really prepared. And the second one I wrote, if you had $1 million to spend, how would you spend it? And back when I wrote this, first I would have gotten a house and car and all this stuff that, to make my life easier like everybody else. Most people would want to have those kind of things. I'd want to have all my bills paid. Of course I want to have all that. I'm not worried about a house or, a new car or anything like that. And now I would want to help as many people as I can. I want to find abandoned buildings and turn them into shelters for the homeless, that kind of thing. Instead of giving to charity, I would want to create my own, or not create a charity, but do things without involving charities. I'm sure many do do good work, but a lot of them are not legitimate. There's a lot of scams. Not a lot of them don't actually help. So you just have to be careful. But giving to any of them. Doesn't matter if they're even a scam. It doesn't matter. It does, but they shouldn't be doing that. But you giving to them, if you don't know that they're a scam, then that you still did a good thing. So giving, but anyway. And my third question is, if you had one wish and you knew it would come true, what would your wish be? What would you consider to be the ultimate wish? And at the time I wrote that, my answer would have been, I already knew that one because that was something I always wanted to have, is to be able to make my imagination come to life. And not chaotically, I'd want to, be able to control it, if something happened, wouldn't let it get out of control or anything like that. But yeah, and now, what would be the ultimate wish? I don't really wish anything for myself. That still would be cool, to be able to make my imagination come to life, but I don't think that's an answer. I can't project what I believe, what I want the world to look like onto the world itself. Everybody has their own view of the world. But my ultimate wish now probably was just, like I said, I don't need anything. I don't really wish for anything for myself. But I just want to fulfill my purpose, which is to help as many people as I can. And that's the purpose of these videos I make. That being said, I still wanted to talk a little bit about questions. The reason for the title of this video. Why do we ask questions? And I was thinking about it. Question, and then the word quest. I'm not sure if they have the same origins. You can look that up if you feel like. But seemed like it would have some kind of common origin. You ask a question and then you go on a quest to find the answer. And that's kind of what I do, sort of. I don't do a lot of research, and probably should, but I like to. But anyway, but why do we ask? And by the way, the questions I've answered or I've asked, if you want to, feel free to give your own answers in the comments below. Not obligated to do that, but and let me know in the comments. I like to know what other people think, and that goes for any of my videos. I don't have a need to have feedback, but it is nice. Just nice to know what people think about my content. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve my channel, or if there's any topics you'd like me to discuss, I can do that. I'm trying to come up with different ideas on how to what kind of content and how I want to do these. I do have other ideas of different types of videos I want to make. It's just taking time, but anyway. But to answer why do we ask questions? Well, that's a good one. There's really no answer. We're just curious creatures, and that's okay, but we have to be open to asking questions and not being afraid to look for the answers. And sometimes that involves asking others for help. We have to be able to do that. And it's hard, trust me, I know. I have this whole issue with that myself. But anyway. I think it's good to ask questions. We need to ask questions. And keep looking for answers. We can't be afraid to be open to exploring questions and finding answers, even if those answers are ridiculous, even if the questions themselves are ridiculous. Ask them. Ask them. This this is what keeps life interesting. But at the same time, it's fine to ask questions and to be curious and want to know everything. But at the same time, we have to be able to step back and relax and be okay when we aren't able to find answers, or if we just have to be able to accept that not every question can be answered, but that shouldn't stop us from asking more questions. Ask the questions. And if the answers, this is what I do. If I see something that seems difficult or might be a little harder to understand, or I don't like complications. I try to make sense out of everything. I try to make complicated things. I try to turn complicated things into simple things. I try to make everything complicated into something simple for myself to understand and to be able to help others understand. Those things that seem complicated, that are just, but anyway. But I guess that's all I'm going to say all I'm going to have in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have any questions, or if you wanted to answer my questions, or if you have any ideas for my video or for my channel, or if you have any or anything else you want to say, let me know in the comments, and share if you feel free to share if you want, and I guess I will see you in another video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.